Penny His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and so ene Korea by no yen kunya sebi abeboa mo man yen so yetumpo.
Man Penina be de Professor Nana Jepoko Ajema and so atu emafo se womunya dibra wono mo a na omo maka na omo mfo mo nko.
Dankuma wo mra shebe fie enso na so omo penchiremu e de fankrata asem ben na US aban ne wo so de Ghana ni be bata strike ahodo bi a akoso e wo Nigeria ho.
Pika we ho ye de ba na ye de abeso mo www.owiatv.com sa enso na Facebook Owia TV, TikTok Owia TV official na YouTube so Owia TV ye no follow ye na share ye niema no na ya no subscribe no share so anasa wo de wadwen chat ho e de amaya kenkanfo be no a motie nka anopai eye me abusua pani owusu aduomi minimini aba
ajwa nyako abronoma
na se ni bi nko ma dwabirura bank abo no disika samu edwade aba ma ne edwade ayefo ayekama besia bo kwantempo nam so trodo no wage na wo de ko na niema ekoye ede emawremfi se ene woso betimi aba beka ho no aye partner na dwabirura bank fi edua na aba ku ne edimpe kura wo mo no won so do ntoma abebata wo sade obre konfa no che woso opedi mpenti no kokom nyamedua no sa pepepe wo dial star 389 star 984 hash star 389 star 934 hash na wa follow instructions no what or shares wo ba bia wo bia mfa so wo mu no eye scholarships any ade nyina eka ho fixed deposit no obo modern 3 months 6 months 12 months na awo na anyini na mfa so pewa aba be bo ho a wo benya bi na watumi ade udwumade awodro nyina Dwabirura bank wo betumi afrɛ e wo 0242 387498 0242387498 na ne edi enkita ho afei kase no enchiremu ankasa enche kra na se de mu nyina mu nim no osofo a wori afisam nsam so wura Mubarak Muntaka ede bambo adwumakuo ebi enkrate mo de to ho no mo se obi a opese obeye adwuma besom mo men se bambo obetimi akofa won krata posi ane ne ekeka ho a na enei wode nsaba ba beto dwa okiremu ekowi ache no enipa fa nkrata na ebro bese empem ahenum eri adia sese me no ekasa nipa bese empem wo ha eni enum na wo mo akwan ada wo mo a wo so mo kone ekwohwe wo mapom din mu eni adia na no odi tudwa no wo chem se ni nyina chi no enipa aban yi ebetimi afa wo ma mo makoye adwuma se bambo no empem no mpe ewo ho no mo wo ba no aba begina so na wodi enhwemu ni munchiremu eni nyina aba betu edwa.
By the time the deadline for application was closed, and this is very important, there was a total of 506,618 applicants. Over 500,000 Ghanaians youth were urging to be able to join our security service. This is an excellent thing. People who want to come forward and be able to serve their country, which is a very good thing. But as all of us know, out of these over 500,000, there was over 130,000 applicants to the police alone. The police force we have is 49,000. Yet we had 130,000 young people wanting to join the service. With the Ghana Immigration Service, by the time we closed the portal, to our utmost shock, there were more applicants to the Ghana Immigration Service than even the Ghana police. The total of over 180,000 young men wanted to join the Ghana Immigration Service. But the interesting thing is that today, the Ghana Immigration Service, the strength from the Comptroller General to the last officer at immigration stands as 18,300. And unfortunately,
Mubarak Muntaka mananso wa ne ekoso ewo social ene media obia eka de ewonimu e de fa won se kana sichie ene kwabu akwanso bi ene namu ni ade a na no na wo chiremu se wono mpese bibia buda wo fan se ne be ya enkoba se ebia wo mobu obi e de afaso.
The police force that we have, the number that we have, just as I mentioned, 49,000 plus, immigration about 18,000 plus, fire about 17,000 plus, prisons about 14,000 plus, narcotics control about 3,000 plus. When you put all of them together, they are less than 100,000. They are less than 100,000. But even that, the wage bill on them is about 13 billion. So if the resources were there, I mean, I would have been the happiest person if we were able to recruit about 500,000 more security people.
Kamuntaka no kan sesa nwode no ho a wono sink na ni baje pa sa anya hwe no mpo no ene opepem ba ko emu fa ko mbetimi afa wo mo mabunu ama o makoye adwuma nenso ahode ni ho
yento so na yenko Ghana mampanyi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama kache na mampanyi so wo South Korea a chese woni mpanyifo akotena se edi nkomo de afa yenkofa sonko a da ye man Ghana ene afa South Korea entemo kwan hodo a ombefa so ayenkofa no ombetim na mu aye de na niema hodo bi so obeboa ama aman mienu nyina nya ho faso no omakotena se atwetwe ho enkomo na mampanyi ene Korea mampanyi Lee Jamoi akotena se edi nkomo na nchemudie we no ene kowie ye na esempanyifo do mo nsa akwakohye entiase apam miensa hodo bi ase a we no eba behye yensuo eso banbo ena afa wiemu sakraye adwumadi ahodo ene afa technology yes say ya be digital abefo entitan fidie kwan ye faso ye niema no sa niema miensen ena santiase apam yi eba behye na mayemienu nyina akabo maja me ye nyina ye nya so emfaso Ghana mampanyi John Dramani Mahama
seafaring nation, and the issue of piracy is of major concern to Korea, just as it is to Ghana. And so I'm happy that one of the memorandums we're going to sign is to do with maritime safety. The Gulf of Guinea is experiencing several incidences of piracy, and so we'll be happy to have a joint framework. We look forward to signing a visa waiver agreement with Korea for diplomatic passports and official passports. This will make it easier for exchanges between our two countries.
So catch the Korea by no say eya wo monhwe na ne African Continental Free Trade Area no so form hu mehye na ntumi emoa ma bibrem so yedwadie kase no ayedie no eno so etumi akonkan
mampanyina be de eche yo obimfu okunyini na anagyen na oboku ageman ewiase emma eda a wo mode esi wa yedie ena wakasa ewo ase ewo oman atanaye kase na ne nsem odi tudwa nyina enne se emma mo wonom ho so na wo ndwumadi a wo mu die wo no nhyem kinapa wase senyame ya atom so na ayo baby na wofro na koduru dibre bi na unya ekwan ya betimi afaso no wakasa me ate woni a ene ye no obesere won mo foforo na aka no a wo mu di dwuma so pa nanso ye omunya simpie bia nyina so nti ye nte wo mo nka no wo mo moden na wo mo ase ne be ye bete wo mo nka afein so no manko a enkonko ye pese me nkunya bomoden se de wunua no aka no wo betwe wo mo na ade wo maduru ho wase duru be bia na ye taaka wase it is lonely at the top why contact wonko aka wonko na osi dabi wase sa kasa no ma ye nye ne sa na emom se ye kunkoden ne ye boa ne ye kekan ho ne ye twe ho boma
So let us not be satisfied with little. Let us push further. And I believe that we'll be making more progress, not only for ourselves, for our daughters, the younger women. Let us learn to embrace them. Let us learn to mentor, not compulsory by force, but this is important. And when you think that, oh, it's lonely at the top, why is it lonely at the top? Because you are the only one. What are you doing to bring others along with you? That should be our charge. What are we doing to bring others along? That way it will not be so lonely. Commitment to action, promoting equity for every woman in the workplace. I wanted to spend a bit of time on the workplace. Where do women work in this country? When we say the workplace, let's not only think of those of us in the offices with predictable schedules, salaries, benefits. The vast majority of our women don't have this. They are also in the workplace, in the markets. They are in the workplace, on the streets. They are in the workplace, in their homes. They also matter. In all of this, let us always be mindful that it can never be about us only. And when we have voices, Let us use the voices in the interest of those who don't have the voices. I've never heard them go on strike because nobody will listen to them. And yet they have needs. Again, this takes me
ebinum office ewo afuom ene ne ekeke ka ho ti se wunya nyaa na wugina so asabi o yemwa no nyina no yentwe mo mfa matan sanse wo mo nte atuhu nanso wo mo wo haw ne ahokire a wo mo fm ebo ho no mo maye menta wo mo we eye Ghana mampanyini abedi akire Jane na na opoku agiman
na be se bronya boso bi ho ni mo na ebeto dwas USA oman no ayera Donald Trump eda no wo matuma topa ye ede akọ Nigeria efa baabi na we no wo kire se ISIS fo no na na oni edu o machi afi so omumu etaya Kristofo so wo sampotem ho entiera Donald Trump jinyankopon adwuma ye ya wo no ankasa gina mu a wo soma bi ede kọ na ekoba ehire wiye no na asa Ghana yedi batabata ho se ye ni US yaban no wo kwa so obombi kolabo obi wo ye ntamu a enam so mo osoma asa topa ye bone ne de kọ ye no yedi batabata ho bia na eno na dom kuma wo mra hye aba bonten se wamu penchiremu wamu buso se entiase apambe no my Ghana ye ni US yaban no ekọ ye wosa ne ma ye kan nyina ho a enam so man krofo bodi an ma Ghana di enso abata ho no panya wono no woso wo penchiremu de agina amamra hyebedwafie no nyina ya bedwaku akọmra hyebedwafie ho a wamu ehya mahodo ensem so ranking member woso Yera Samuel Abu Jinapo no se animu animu ya epanyifo hwe no wamu fa sa asem no mu nsem yi ankasa emetu bedwasrada ewo mra hyebedwafie.
There are very important questions to be asked. Firstly, what is the framework within which the Ghanaian government collaborated with the United States of America? We are reliably informed and we are reliably guided by the former Minister of Defense, who is on my right-hand side here, that at no stage in the 8 years of the Akufo-Addo administration did the government of Ghana get into any agreement with the United States to have Ghana be used as a base for launching military attacks in other foreign countries. So at what stage and through what legal mechanism or framework did our government collaborate and agree with the government of the United States of America to unleash a military action and airstrikes against a terrorist organization in a foreign country, Nigeria? That is the first question. The second question: if the government of Ghana entered into any such agreement with the government of the United States of America, the dictates and tenets of our national constitution are express and
so defense minister Yera Dominic Nitiwu enso afia hyase be kasa ese debi oman Ghana ye nim ho hwe ye ni US yaban ne kwotena asem koye nkrata asem emo mo nka asem nye semi enkoju ntumo so omo de ha say so omo do ma yakode bi na ebegu ho so omo de ye be target ana so omo be ma ye mpo aye bibi o sesa ne ma ni nyina bibi asa ni ho ti sa asem no enam aso omo de Ghana din e bata sa bombo no US ma de ko Nigeria ho no Ghana ye ho enimu sa entie no.
Let me state that Ghana has had the privilege to, and America has also had the privilege of signing agreements with Ghana in 1998, 2002, 2015, and all these agreements were put together in a document called Defense Cooperation Agreement, the Status of the United States Forces, in 2018, and I signed it on behalf of Ghana. In all these agreements, at no point was the United States or any other country allowed to use the territory of Ghana as a launch pad to attack any individual, any nation, any group of person, or any organization.
Shabamba won sam so Yera Dominic Nitiwu.
Edom kuma wo man Ghana mrahye bedwafie enam wonmo kandifo so ononyamfo Alexander Afinyo Markins amoma chechire ko adusa do boa mpase niema kuntan ede abo edom dodo wo man Ghana mrahye bedwafie wose yese wo mu yayi wonmo akwa atwi wo mani a chese de edom kuma no ebeka bia nya de omu fie kame akwa yese wono pese wo de wo dodo no bunkamfa wonmo so nanso nya de ebefa de etwa ne nsuru mukura ne na anu ya mo ba yeye enwuma Ghana fo yafa wo mo ba be yi dodo na afrimu ni ade a wo ma mo nsa so wo man Ghana mrahye bedwafie de won nsama beto no ma e wo senka ye de ba na ye di hu nkomo bobo hu nanso de ombeke bie ni wa wo mo fa na we ni de ahye ne pa ti wo ka no de ache wo se so ma mo kwan ne ko yese wo mo de wo dodo pese buka efa wo mo so a emma kwan emedom kuma no wo no nso hyehyɛ ne niema pa wo mo wa wo pese wo de boa mo man kyekire konkan no entimi emmem.
Directing that recruitment that took place after the election should be terminated. However, state agencies decided to go back to 2017-18. People who have been in the employ of state-owned institutions, not just the civil service, since 2018, were sacked. Attempt to bring this matter to the public space remains frustrated. The first was a preliminary objection by the majority leader, and when we filed an appeal, though the appeal motion was allowed, but the debate is still in abeyance. The motion was moved, seconded, and one contributor was taken. It's been 8 months. It always appears on the other paper.
Afinyo Markins no esi ya ena ora ononyamfo Nelson Roxon Kwame Dafiamakpo enso di twidwa wo chire mu se ensama yewra ononyamfo Alexander Afinyo Markins ka no krenim.
If you neglect your duty, it's not my duty to ensure that your private business is done. So you cannot fault the majority side for the pendency of your motion that is ably be moved by you and ably seconded. You can't fault me, you can't fault my leader, you can't fault the House, because it's a private member's motion, and as a private person who sponsored the motion, it was your duty to ensure that the debates continues as it is. So as I speak, the motion, the debate continues as we capture it in the order paper. So it is duty to make sure that it's carried, and more particularly because he's also a member of the business committee. Business committee arranges business for the House.
Me Roxon Nelson Dafiamakpo me trinity ye untim fa me bomi ena untim fa mo mo maka nyina eye wo asade se won sama apeso yo no obedi akire na obeye ho adwuma na abeto efia na edi hu enkomo Roxon Nelson Kwame Dafiamakpo
aban no enso nam natena ye a wo mo hwe nsase ne obode ajapade ode acha ye man so ere abeto dwa se no obi a opese won saka aban asase na wotobie no se foforo bia ba panyifo ayensakraye wo kwan hodo abefa so a onsa ebetumi aka aban asase ne be echemu no se no panyifo ya baba tudwa se wo pesa won saka ya basase a gese sika no anasa bo no wutuamu ohamu abupan aduoson 70% ena obetua ansa no mafrase ayenkrata asem na 30% no ebeka no enye se putupuru no omoje eno de ombetwen na ne nhye no kwa animu a no aba betua no ede asoso mo kire se nkrofo afa aban asase adi enkrofo firi wo mu ntua danze se no de sa nhye we no baba boa ama aban asase nyina obatumi abu ho akonta ye na so afa be de atwa ohwesa aso ye ne so Yusuf Sulemana ono ene ne Owia Kaseɛ bo ekasa.
Provision of premium payable on public lands. The ministry, in collaboration with the Lands Commission, has introduced a new premium framework for public land leases. Under this new framework, a minimum of 70% of the assessed market value of public land will be paid upfront as a premium. The remaining 30% will be structured over the tenure of the lease as ground rent. This reform is intended to promote value for money, enhance revenue generation for the state, and ensure that public lands are allocated in a manner consistent with national economic interests.
Mana wiye wamananso kwa wose yehwe ne mo se ensase ho nsem bia obi oye na adwen se wo pa aban asase ne ho nkrata asem bia efri afimpino ne edu enson e de besi fimpino ne aduono 9 no 2017 e de ba besi 2024 yehwe ne mo se che bia omo de krata asem ni nyina ba beto Ghana fo nyina ni be ba be jasrada se de be ya fan ye ene nkontabu papa nso ebetumi
publication of the list of all public land applications reviewed. We said to you that we reviewed over 8,000 applications, and some have been revoked. Those completed have not been revoked. What we are saying is that there is a need for the public to know who has acquired what, which company has bought what, and how much was paid. And so we're saying that very, very soon, we will publish all the names of people who bought government land or public lands between the period under review. One of the key recommendations approved by Cabinet was the publication of all public land applications reviewed by individuals, companies, and organizations.
ya chade a wode acha yesu yewra Yusuf Sulemana ene ete ne kene semi su ne ejina ne nsema hodo ensa kana no pay no ye de esi ha ebu na se de manu su medjuma ifo nyina kuku ajanto ene afia kosu asomua omo ene hyehye nsem yi ede ema ye ma yesamfo yewra Asante Benedict enso semu ede ema ye director eye Obaya Grace ene emsirafo nyina onso ye Damas ye kase bono Owia TV ene fa so na fe precise 105.9 ye dwumade ni nyina benya bi na watie enso ede efwe de asi ye ko ye roman ne yawo edubu ache betena se no de adeche dwumade no ababa so momidin ede ajwa nyako abrono mano pay minimini abema
abusia pani owusu aduo